she asked, is there a real secret of the business? And another loaded question, because we all love secrets, right? Like, oh, what's the secret? And the best way to answer this is there. Yes, there is, and yes, there is, and no, there isn't. So yes and no, yes and no. So there are formulas in business, and this is the reason why we want to learn from, let's say, successful people who have been successful in the industry. Let's say, for example, you want to start a business in computers, right? So one great example or model that you can have is, let's say, for example, Steve Jobs, who revolutionized, changed the whole industry in terms of computers and mobile phones. And so you can basically go and learn what he did and how can I do that myself. So there are models for success in business, and so it will be good to learn from these people. Then at the same time, the reason I say there's no real secret, because the key to becoming successful in business is actually common sense. And this might sound weird, because if it's so, if it's common sense, then how come there's not a lot of people who succeed in business? So the thing is, and this is the thing I heard from one of my coach and mentor. So he said, common sense is actually not common. So there's a lot of people who know what is the thing that they need to do, but actually they don't do it. And so that's why a lot of people don't succeed, or for example are stuck wherever they are, and it's because they don't know, or all these things. So I'll give you a very good example. So when I was sharing about the mindset, right? So a lot of people know that when you go into business, you definitely need to be more, proactive, do things. You can be more tenacious. You probably heard of that before, and it's common knowledge. You need to be more confident. Let's say, for example, when you are talking to people, all this. And so those are not real secrets. You've heard of it before. And so that's why there's actually no real secret in business. You just need to do the hard work, commit to it, be tenacious, all these things. Then your chance of succeeding in business becomes high. And so there's no real secret in there, right? So I hope I answered that question again. So what do you trade off in your journey to becoming an entrepreneur? Good question. So I think one of the things that I traded off is security. Definitely. So again, let's go back into the employee mindset and then entrepreneurial mindset. So an employee, and I was like this, and sometimes I still feel that up to now, to be honest. When I was an employee, I love the idea that I receive money consistently. Like every month I receive income, right? And so I feel very secure. Then I can pay my bills. I can spend money on things that I want to buy. So as an employee, having that security of monthly salary is definitely very reassuring. So when you become an entrepreneur, especially at the beginning, at the start, basically, just to put it bluntly, there is no security. There is more freedom, definitely. I love this. I heard this from one of my business coach. So he said, as entrepreneurs, we are freedom fighters. So we fight for freedom. Because this is one of the biggest reason why people start entrepreneurship. is to be free, like so that I can do what I want. I can start my own dream business. I can use my time the way I want it. So all of this is about freedom. But a trade-off to that is, of course, the security. So when you become an entrepreneur, especially at the start, is that you you need to look for the way to earn money, to earn income. And this is my experience as well. Sometimes I would earn like a lot, and then sometimes there's no income. And it's kind of like how the entrepreneurship journey goes. But once you become more established, the business is more established, then one of the best way to go about it is to pay yourself salary. And this is one of my kind of like, how to say, biggest mistake when I started doing a business. And when the business started doing well, I actually didn't pay myself. And my thinking was like, okay, once the business earns this much money, majority of it goes to like people like my employees. I pay my employees, and then the rest goes back into the business to expand, to make it bigger. And yes, the business became bigger faster. But when the business failed, my regret was I didn't get what I was supposed to get from the business, which is my time, my energy, and effort, right? So having that, even if you don't pay yourself monthly salary, you need to pay yourself at the end of the year with the profits. So at least you have something. So that is key. And so I traded off that, basically security. So that's the biggest thing. And then another thing that I can think of that I traded off is, and this might not be the same for every entrepreneur, but the reality is when you become an entrepreneur, your mindset starts to change. The way you see things also changes. The way you behave also changes. And so what happens is naturally your group of friends also changes, right? So when I was still working in a company, so a lot of the people that I hang out with was either, my colleagues, people in the same company. But when I started my own business, I don't hang out with them. I don't even meet with them anymore. And it's because now I started, like meeting new people in this group, in this world, right? Entrepreneurship world. So that's kind of like what I traded off. I can think of those two big things. Good. Thank you for your question.
Oh, hey there. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And remember to click the bell button so you get updated of the new videos. See you in the next one.